I don't like to be, pitied. But I figure, since this is the way the hand was dealt, I gotta live with it this way, and I'm gonna try to help anybody I can.
Ryan White broke many social barriers and stigmas about HIV through his legal battle with the public school system, paving the way for AIDS treatment and research at the age of 13. The effects of Ryan's experiences are still prevalent in modern-day medicine, as treatments are constantly developing and the quality of life for those with HIV is improving. Ryan White helped to provide information and help to victims of AIDS through his legal struggle in the 80s. Born in Kokomo, a small town in Indiana in 1971, Ryan White was born with severe hemophilia, a disease which causes blood to be unable to clot. He was quickly put on Factor VIII, a supplement which gives hemophiliacs the clotting agent their blood is missing. The supplement had not yet been approved by the FDA, but his family was desperate for a practical solution to his disease. The next 13 years of his life were fairly uneventful as he grew up like a typical American child. In 1984, however, Ryan was hospitalized and diagnosed with an uncommon form of pneumonia, and shortly after, AIDS. His immune system had been destroyed, leaving him vulnerable to disease which normally only affected the elderly. He had received a contaminated dose of Factor VIII, as testing for blood diseases wasn't a common practice. He was given 6 months to live and told to continue life as normally as possible. Because HIV is not transmittable through casual contact, there was no threat of contamination for Ryan's friends or family. Gene White once said, when asked about his recovery, as he started getting healthy, as he started gaining weight, he started to ask, "Mom," he said, "I want to go to school. I want to go visit my friends. I want to see my friends." When Ryan attempted to return to school, however, he was met with outrage from the community. During this time, Ryan struggled to maintain average relationships as word of his condition spread across their small town. People were uneducated and in turn afraid of the word AIDS, and the stigma which followed the disease also followed Ryan. Gene White was forced to battle the school system in court, though the hardest battle was the one Ryan had to fight with miseducation. Eventually, Ryan White was forced to continue school by telephone. He quickly fell behind and his grades suffered. "I have no problem being around Ryan," said school principal Ron Kobe, "but I have 380 children between the ages of 11 and 13 that would have to be trained to deal with this if Ryan attended school. That's my problem." Barred from attending school, Ryan was forced to take his case to court. He argued that he was disabled, and all disabled children are still guaranteed a free education. After winning his case, however, he was socially shunned from school. It was really bad. People were really cruel. People said that he had to be gay, that he had to have done something bad or wrong, or he wouldn't have had it. It was God's punishment. We heard God's punishment a lot, Gene White said in an interview. A petition was made to once again ban Ryan from school, and rumors spread about him purposefully transmitting AIDS to those around him. The first day he was allowed back to school, over 100 children were forced to stay home by their parents. Finally, the Whites decided that the best choice was to move to a new town, and there Ryan was accepted into the school system warmly. He's had a lot of trouble at other schools, and we decided that he didn't need that here. Following Ryan's legal battle, he spent his final year spreading awareness about AIDS and educating the public. He died on April 18, 1990. "He's been fighting a courageous battle against ignorance and fear," said President Bush. "Ryan White has helped us to understand the truth about AIDS, and he's shown us all of the strength and bravery of the human heart." Ryan fought a long and difficult battle from the moment he was diagnosed with AIDS. Those who didn't understand HIV were afraid of it, and people suffering were left to fight alone. A social barrier had been built, not just in Kokomo, but across America. Ryan White helped spread information and worked alongside other activists to humanize victims of AIDS, including Elton John and Magic Johnson. Tim Franklin, a writer for the Chicago Tribune, wrote, "Health officials explained the facts about AIDS to school officials. School officials gave the facts to teachers. Teachers and counselors patiently talked to students, and students talked to their parents. No one panicked. People are afraid of the unknown, and then the unknown becomes known, and the people aren't afraid," Stewart, the neighbor of Ryan White, once said. At the time, Ryan White was one of the few activists who spoke out for those suffering from AIDS. He helped inform the public about what it was like living with AIDS and how it wasn't contagious like a virus. The fact that AIDS couldn't be spread through casual contact, like hugging or being in the same room, wasn't common knowledge. Because of him, many people suffering during the time were able to build and maintain normal relationships with people educated about AIDS. The students at Hamilton Heights High School listened to the facts, educated their parents and themselves, and believed in me. I believe in myself as I look forward to graduating from Hamilton Heights High School in 1991. Hamilton Heights High School is proof that AIDS education in schools works. Ryan White spoke these words when giving a testimony to the U.S. government in 1988. Ryan White was a victim of AIDS and an activist, though more than anything he was a child who wanted to fit in. Because he spoke out through the media, the social barrier between the uneducated and victims of HIV was broken. The Ryan White Care Act was published in his name and honor and delivers resources and treatments to those suffering from AIDS. According to Jessamy Taylor, although Medicaid is the largest funder of care for low-income people with HIV and AIDS, the Ryan White Comprehensive AIDS Resource Emergency Care Act, known simply as Ryan White, funds treatments for those who are not eligible for Medicaid, but are low-income and uninsured or underinsured. The act was named in honor of Ryan White, a hemophiliac who contracted HIV from a blood transfusion and faced tremendous discrimination due to others' fear and lack of understanding of his disease. Ryan White fought a battle for his life with AIDS and for rights with the school system. Because of him, victims of HIV have been able to receive the resources and respect they deserve. His battle was long and hard, though because Ryan White struggled, those with AIDS today can thrive.